Welcome to yoga, Primal Flow Yoga today. I hope you guys are all faring well out there and taking care of yourselves and being kind and loving each other and staying healthy. And so today I'm going to teach a little class via video, and I'll try and do it once a week on Wednesdays, like my normal class. And so just set yourself up and find a nice spot, and let's just start in a comfortable seat. If you prefer to be on your knees or seated or with your hips elevated on a block, that's great. And then just find your center, closing your eyes and starting to take a couple of deep breaths. Just allowing your system to settle and come to its center again. You may notice some thoughts creeping in, and that's fine. Just notice them, welcome them, and then watch them go past. And then bring your attention back to your mat, back to your floor and your roots, back to your breath. And allow your head to feel lifted and supported. The universe around us offering its light and support at all times. And allow the earth to support you, helping you root from your sacrum and lift from the crown of your head. So your spine is long, supported, nice and upright. And as you inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest, fill the back body. And pausing at the top, and then exhaling fully, squeezing the belly at the bottom. Making sure your shoulders stay on your back. Your neck is long, chin tucked a little bit. And then another good inhale all the way in. Holding at the top, and then exhaling. And when you're ready, slowly letting your eyes drift open, just with a steady gaze in front of you. Being mindful of your breath throughout the practice today. We will be moving on the breath with some flow and do a little bit of the primal movements that I've been teaching in my classes lately. So if you don't know what they are or aren't quite sure, just laugh and roll along with us and with me, and be playful and have fun. So let's start on our hands and knees here. And then just rooting in, finding a place where your hands feel balanced underneath your shoulders, and then bringing the shoulders onto the back, tucking the pelvis a little bit so that you're not too arched or curved. And then we'll inhale and lengthen the spine, not too much arch in the low back here. And then exhale and round, squeeze it out. Inhale long, heart forward. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale back to a neutral spine. And just find your roots again here. And we're going to come into some bird dog. So really squeeze in the core so that you're nice and balanced. And let's extend that right arm forward. And if you're feeling stable there, then you can bring the left leg back and reach long. And then exhale down. And then same on the other side, inhaling that left arm forward, thumb toward the ceiling. Reaching the right leg back, standing on the wall behind you. Try not to shift the hips like I did too much. Long. And exhale down one more time each side. Inhale. And exhale. Stabilize. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's come all the way down to our bellies. into a Sphinx pose here. So your shoulders are over your elbows. They can be a little bit forward of the shoulders, and you're kind of drawing that, like isometrically drawing the elbows toward the chest so that you can pull the chest through. And let's bring some mobility to the neck and down. Don't overextend, just to where it feels comfortable. And then we'll look left and right. And back to center one more time. Don't forget to breathe, inhaling and down. And you're kind of trying to look at your left cheek there. And then same on the other side without overextending. And then coming back to neutral. And then let's press back into child's pose. So just pressing the hips toward the heels, lengthening the spine, keeping the shoulders on the back, reaching the hands forward, and just settling in. Pressing in on your third eye and breathing. And then on the inhale, let's press back up to hands and knees, tuck the toes, and we'll press back to downward facing dog. It's our first dog here, so you can play around a little bit, rotate, and just find your way into your down dog today. Pressing into the ball mound of the first fingers can help take pressure off the wrist if you have wrist issues. And we're really working on pressing our chest toward our thighs here. And breathe. And let's inhale the right leg high. Stretch it long. You can rotate the ankle a little bit, just get some mobility there. And then bend the knee and rotate around that knee, keeping the hip square here. And then we'll rotate the hip open. And you can just play around and see what feels good. And then squaring the hips and bringing that foot back down. Inhale the left leg high. Same thing, rotating the ankle first, then the knee, then the shin, and rotate it around the knee, and then opening that hip and just finding what feels good there. And then squaring the hips and bringing that foot back down. Let's inhale to plank. Hold our plank here. Make it nice and strong. Breathe. Tuck the chin a little bit, lift the hips a little bit. Drop the heart. Inhale, and then exhale slowly all the way to the floor. Uncurl the toes, and we'll come into a really gentle cobra here. Squeezing the legs long. Breathing. Inhale up, and exhale to the floor. Let's roll onto our backs, and we'll do a couple of our primal flow kind of movements here. So let's start just with some rotation, like Russian twists. So just 90 and 90. And we'll slowly roll off to the left with control, just barely touch, and then come back up through center, and then all the way to the right. Touch, and back through center. And one of the things we've been working on in class lately is starting in happy baby here, so holding onto the big toes, and then rotating and stretching the top leg long, and same, rotate back and stretch the top leg long. And you can get a little momentum and play around with it, and even come all the way up into a little cobbler's pose. So play around with that. It's just fun in general, or stick to the gentle form here. And then let's hug the knees in and give ourselves a little bit of rotation on the spine. And then we'll do a couple of dead bugs while we're in this on our backs here. So reaching the feet and the arms long, squeezing the core, and then you can have, there's a lot of variability to this one, but I like this where you do opposites and just really try and keep some control there. Or you can play around and do the same side. It's a little bit more challenging and just different. It just gets the core ready for our movement that we're going to have here. Or you can do the opposite but go overhead. And breathing. And then one more quick little breathing technique. Just cross the feet and grab the ankles. So one hand on each ankle here. And then just engaging the belly. And then as you breathe in, suck in the belly. And so you're really pressing up that diaphragm, and then slowly let it out. But keep the squeeze, and then breathe in again. So you really have to fill the lungs on that one. And then exhale, back to normal. Switch sides, just switch your grip. And then same thing, breathe in. Really squeeze in the lower abs. Exhale. And maintain that squeeze as you breathe in. And let it go. And then release. And then we'll just do a little windshield wiper here just to release the low back. And then let's roll over to our bellies again. And we'll come back into our Sphinx pose and do one more set of head nods. And then if your spine is feeling ready for it, let's press up into upward facing dog. And then roll over the toes in downward facing dog. And you can again walk your dog out as much as you like. Inhale that right leg high and bring your knee to nose. Inhale, reach. And exhale, a big step forward, drop to the back knee. You can keep the toes curled or uncurl. Low lunge. Breathe. And then let's release and press up into twist. And then I like to rotate both sides, so hand on the outside of the foot and rotate open this way. Hands to the floor, step back, high push up to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, the right leg is high, or left leg, sorry. Exhale, a big, or knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, a big step, drop the back knee, and reach, low lunge. Dropping the shoulders, opening the chest, and then bring that right hand to the inside of the foot and open for a nice twist, and then switching sides. Bringing that hand down, stepping back, high push up to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg is high. Exhale, a big step. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an extra breath here. And exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, the right foot steps back. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg's high. Exhale, a big step. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Let's come into a chair with our arms in goalpost here, just to keep the shoulders on the back. Sink the hips. And then if you're ready, you can reach the arms forward. Sinking and breathing. Inhale, dip, and exhale, fold. Hands to shins. Exhale, the left foot steps back. Inhale, reach. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. We're going to go through a little flow here. So just do your best to keep up. You can always slow it down, pause, and just slow it down to your own pace. I'm going to try and time it on the breath. But for this first round, we'll hold things a little bit longer. And then we'll flow through one more time on the breath. So inhale, the right leg's high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right knee, right upper arm. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cross. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step and spin the back heel, warrior one. So sink in. You might need to widen the stance a little bit here so that you can rotate that left hip forward. Breathe. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open, warrior two. Sink in. And breathe. Inhale, flip the front hand and reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. So open the chest, keep the knee in line with the ankle, and breathe. Pressing into that left foot, one long line of energy. And then inhale, reverse and straighten. Reverse triangle, tee the arms, reach, 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 and then come into your triangle and hold. Inhale, that hand pulls us up. We drop back into the front quad. And then exhale, you can use a block or the floor to come into half moon. The other option is airplane pose. And then we'll reach with that left foot way back so that we're in our warrior pose here. Reverse. And then cartwheel the hands forward, high push up to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And now we'll do the other side. Inhale, the left leg's high. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, upper arm. Inhale, reach. And exhale, across the body. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, a big step, spin the back heel. Widen the stance a little if you need to. Bring those hips around. Warrior one. Sink in and extend. Breathe. Inhale, reach, look up. Exhale, open. And breathe. Flip the front palm, inhale, reach. Exhale, side angle pose. One long line of energy from the right foot to the right fingertips. Opening the chest. Inhale, reach and reverse, straighten. Let's reverse triangle, T the arms, and exhale to triangle pose. Opening the chest, driving the pose from the left scapula. Inhale, reach and reverse, drop back in. Reverse warrior. And exhale, we fly. That right foot comes to the earth. Back into our stance. Reverse, inhale. Exhale all the way to the floor. High push-up to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, the right leg's high. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, across. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step. Inhale to rise. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach and reverse. Exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reach and reverse. And exhale, launch off. Reach. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, all the way to the floor. Inhale. And exhale. 1 full breath in. And let it out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, long. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, a big step. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open the hips. Sink in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, T the arms, find your triangle. Inhale, reach and reverse. And exhale, launch. Bring the foot down. Reverse inhale. And exhale, high push up to low. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Nice job on the flow. And breathe. Let's drop the forearms to dolphin and just get a little extra stretch in the shoulders. And you can work the feet toward your hands for a little more stretch. Or you can come into child's pose. And then let's all drop to child's pose. And just find our center here. The knees are nice and wide. You can have the toes touching. Third eye's on the floor. And just allow your breath to come back to center. And let's press back up Downward facing dog. And let's walk our feet toward our hands and come into a wide leg forward fold, shoulder width apart or hip width, and just let the head hang. And then release the arms. Let's point the toes out and drop into a squat, Malasana here. So I like to pry a little bit with the hands in prayer and work on kind of straightening the upper back, letting the hips sink. And then if you practice crow, you can come into crow pose here. So with the crow, you want to have the hands planted like a handstand, and then really work on bringing the knees up high on the triceps before you start to tilt forward. One of the tricks too is to keep the gaze a little bit forward too, and the heart coming forward before you come off the ground. And breathe. And then you can launch back or just come back through an up dog and a down dog. And breathe. And this time let's walk our hands toward our feet and hang. And then we'll slowly roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job on the flow, everybody. So let's do a couple of balancing poses. So I'm gonna step off my mat just because I'm on carpet, so it's a little more challenging to balance. Let's start with dancer's pose. So we'll bring the left arm high and the right arm out. You can mirror me or do the opposite, whatever's comfortable for you. And then I like to catch the top of my foot behind me and then bring the knees together. And then just start kicking into that hand. And slowly your body will want to hinge forward to give you more space. Find a place for your gaze, and just kick and reach. If you fall out, just come right back. It's fine. Get a little balance check on that. And then breathing, reaching, and slowly coming back with control and release. And shake it out. Oh, got a little sweaty on that. Okay, right arm's high, or you can mirror me and do the opposite. Catching the top of the foot with the left hand, bringing the knees together, finding a place for your gaze, and then kicking in to that hand and reaching and finding your balance. Breathing, opening the upper back as you hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, slowly release. Okay, let's do, in my class we've been practicing tree pose with a supported tree. So you have the options, you can come here, you can come here, you can just bring the foot to the ankle if you want, but we've been working on opening the hip a little bit more. So I like to catch the top of the foot and then try and open that hip. Gives you a little bit more support and also works on, like I said, external rotation of that hip. It's a very tight place for me and for many other people. And this is still a great balancing pose. And then you can extend, change your gaze if you want to throw yourself off a little bit. One thing in my class we've been working on as well, which I kind of stole from a teacher at Namaspa, is looking at yourself. It's like bringing your hand down and doing that where you throw yourself off balance. To look at your hand or looking down at your own foot, which can really change your perception of balance for sure. It's good to throw it off. We've all been thrown off on balance lately anyway, I would say. Okay, shake it out and then let's switch sides. So bring that weight into the right foot and then we'll pick up the left. And then find your center, engaging the core, opening the chest and the heart, trying to open that hip, and then extending, reaching, letting yourself be rooted but also lifted. We're guided by the universe. We're grounded by the earth. We are the vector in between. Inhale, reach high. And then exhale, bringing it back to center. Nice work. So let's come to the floor and do a few core things, and then we'll do some back openers. So let's start with, we'll just do some alternating leg lifts. So you can brace underneath your sacrum if you want, and then bring the feet high, and then we're gonna just do some scissors here, and then bringing the foot just to hover over the floor. Or if you want a little extra, you can either bring the arms up or just be here and get a little of the upper body too. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring the knees in, give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And so some of the original strength movements are cross body or cross patterns. So like cross crawling, and you can do that by standing and marching, but I like to do it in this format for a little bit of core work. So again, just hands gently supporting the back of the neck. And then we're gonna make sure the elbow touches on the outside each time, and it also touches the alternating knee. So it's essentially bicycles with a little bit of crossbody component. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then give it a little squeeze here and rotate. So let's release there and come straight into our bridge. So just grazing the backs of the heels with your fingertips helps you know where to be positioned. I have long arms, so I have to tuck my feet in a little bit slower, or closer to my glutes. And then we're just gonna press up, pressing the hips. And then I like to shimmy the triceps toward each other and then interlace the fingers here. Just gently opening the upper back in particular, and then engaging the hamstrings and breathing. And then let's slowly release and come down. And then we can windshield wiper just to release the low back. And if you practice full wheel, feel free. I'm not going to do it today. I'm just going to do some leg lifts instead. So let's press back up into bridge or full wheel. Really lifting the hips. And then we can bring one leg to the ceiling. And switch sides. Breathing. And then switch, and then press up, get a nice extension in the upper spine. And then slowly release and come down. And then let's let the knees drop open, feet come together. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. This is a great place to bring the hand, one hand to the low belly, one hand to the heart, and just letting it all go. Connecting our second chakra, which is right above the pubic bone, and our heart chakra, which is obvious. Those two are very much connected. It's our vitality, our sensuality, our creativity, our sexuality in the second chakra. And then that all becomes refined in the heart chakra so that we can relate with others from a place of authenticity. And I think all of us need so much compassion and love right now. Now that we're in a different state of being. And that starts with self-love and self-compassion. So slowly release. We'll bring the knees together and just give ourselves a little squeeze here. And then let's rock and roll up and down the length of our mat. Just get yourself a little bit of momentum. It just feels really nice on the spine. And then you can get enough momentum and come up any way you can. And then let's come all the way into, gracefully of course, into downward facing dog. And we'll come into our hip opener. So let's bring that right leg high and just give some length. And then we're gonna bring this knee to the forearm of the right arm and then kind of shimmy back. If you want, you can come into king pigeon, which is a nice little quad stretch here. And just kind of open the upper back. And then slowly drop down into pigeon. And you can just extend the hands and find a place for your forehead. You can always use a block for your forehead or your arms. You can use your arms as a brace here. Just whatever feels good on the hip and on your neck. Our hips carry so much of our emotional body. We, they are the connecting point for our torso to our legs, and opening them is really important and can be often uncomfortable. We're very linear in our movement patterns. So pigeon is great because it's, gets us out of our normal forward and backward motion. And just let that hip open and sink in. It should not be painful. You can adjust the leverage by moving that foot back toward your thigh a little bit if you need, kind of moving it in this direction if you need a little less pressure, or if you need more, move the foot toward your head. And breathe. And then slowly walking your hands back up to center, and then stepping out of it into downward facing dog. And just notice how it feels from side to side. And then let's switch sides, extend the left leg long. And then exhale, bringing that foot into pigeon. If you want to do the king pigeon also, you can just grab that foot, open up the upper back, and release that quad. And then slowly working your way down. Most of us have one hip that's tighter than the other, and that's normal, but it's something we work on balancing. Pigeon can often bring up emotions or stuck places. It used to make me really angry to be in pigeon. I would get irritated and just want to get out of it. And then I learned to just sit with that. And then it got better. And now I kind of crave it, even though it's still a hard pose for me. One more full breath in and release. And let's slowly press back up. And this time we'll just sit on that hip and swing our feet around for a couple of closing poses. So here we'll just do a little bent knee forward fold. So bring that right foot in to the inner thigh, and we're going to kind of shimmy the glutes out of the way. So we're on the sits bones there, reaching long first. And then exhale, reaching for the foot or wherever you land. Ankle is fine, or you can use a strap. And then trying to keep the chest nice and long at first. And then we can fold into our forward fold. Just allowing that hamstring to release. You can engage the quad a little bit for that, you know, just extra release into the hamstring. The antagonist muscles often, when we engage them, will help release the opposite. And then slowly walking your way back up. And let's switch sides. So bringing that left foot in, right foot is long. Again, we just extend the spine, really sinking down. And then exhale, reaching, heart forward, and then we fold the spine. And just letting the stressors of the day kind of filter their way out. Letting your mind be calm, be observant, be patient, and letting the breath bring you back to the present moment always. And then let's slowly release and come back to center. And let's come to our backs and we'll do a quick twist. So bringing the arms out wide, and again, knees and feet to tabletop, and we'll just slowly bring the knees all the way down to the right until they hit the floor. And then here you can use the right arm to kind of give a little counter pressure, if that feels good, and bringing the gaze over the left fingertips. And just finding that release in the low back and allowing your breath to really settle and come back to center. Know that you're supported. Know that you're loved. And then slowly releasing the bind if you were holding the legs, bringing those knees back up to center, finding center for a second, and then bringing them all the way down to the left. And same, you can use that right hand to kind of create a little counter pressure, and then the gaze falls over to the right. And just letting that right scapula work its way toward the floor, opening those right pec muscles that get so tight. And then slowly release, bring the head back to center. We bring our knees to center and give ourselves one last beautiful hug. We are not quarantined from ourselves, so you can love each other up in your own way by loving yourself first. And then that will radiate out, even if we can't be in close contact with everybody we want to be. And then let's find our way into final Shavasana. So just settling down onto your mat, letting the palms face upward. I like to press into my occiput and kind of shimmy my shoulder blades back down my back. That just feels nice on the neck and makes the neck nice and long. And then allowing the feet to just kind of settle and find their way to wherever is comfortable. In most of Vinyasa yoga, which is a flow style yoga like I just taught, every move is pretty much on the breath. And we use the breath, we use Ujjayi breathing, where we increase the heat and we increase kind of the intensity of the breath so that it can help us move. In Shavasana, the final pose of yoga, we let the breath go. We let it find its own pattern. We let it do its own job, and we let it settle again. The beauty of the breath is we can control it when we want to, but it's also part of our autonomic nervous system. So it happens whether we want it to or not. So when we have control over our breath, we can utilize it to help us and to calm the vagus nerve. And then when we relinquish that control, our body will gravitate toward that calm state once again. if you feel like you need a longer Shavasana, just pause. And then you can do the closing with me when you're ready. And if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just take a deep breath in and raise the arms overhead. And stretch. And then slowly roll over to the right side using your arm as a pillow. Coming into fetal pose. This is our place of beginning again. Starting fresh. We can do this anytime we wish. And then slowly pressing yourself up to a seat. If you have a block, place that under your hips and come into a comfortable seat where your spine's nice and long. And just let your gaze settle. And then we're going to bring our hands to heart center and create a little bit of friction here. And then we'll cover our eyes very gently and allow that energy to wash in. That healing energy that we just created by moving our bodies. We get to savor that now and let it wash over us and heal us. And then slowly release. I know we're touching our faces, and then let's bring some heat again. You can wash your hands after class. And then for women, we'll bring the right hand underneath the left, and for men, it's the opposite. So we'll just store all that energy we just created in our lower jiao, which is also our second chakra that I spoke about earlier. And just envision either light or heat, or I like to picture the sun because it's so welcome these days. Always in my life, I love to have the sun around. And just envision that entering your lower abdomen, filling you up with light, connecting with the light that's already within you and that's always available to you, even in times of dark shadows. And then let's slowly release and bring the hands to heart center. May we be safe. May we be healthy. May we be happy. May we find our freedom. May we know peace. And may we walk through the world with kindness and ease. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. I wish you all the best. Stay positive. Do things outdoors. Move your body. Take this time to rest, recover, be creative, read, all these things that we never have time for. Enjoy this space and love each other so much. Please just send out kindness to each other. We're going to get through this together. Thank you.